Yeah, and Marcus Rashford, though, I mean, like you say, it wasn't his best game today. I think overall, across 90 minutes, he wasn't too involved. But that goal, a headed goal as well, to add to that fact. Well, third headed goal of the season, the most he's ever had in a top flight. He is a very different player this time around, not just because he is in form, not just because he is arguably perhaps the most in form he's ever been in a United shirt, but he's different. He's stronger, he's more physical, and then adding that heading ability as well, just adding another depth to his threats, being that central man at the moment.
I think that comes with confidence as well, Michelle. I think when a player's confident, especially a centre-forward like Marcus, as I said, he didn't have many involvements in the game, but when your concentration levels obviously are what they are, he's obviously constantly on the shoulder, looking for that opportunity at whatever given moment it comes in the game, and he kept himself alive, and he came up with the goods today.
Has he looked different to you, David?
It's a strange thing to say that he's looked more confident, because he strikes me as a very confident young man.
But in terms of his play, his
he
game.
looks, I think, to be fair, Michelle, you're asking us the question, but I think you absolutely nailed it with the introduction to the question with regards to how he seems on the pitch. It's bizarre. He looks bigger. Yeah. He looks like he's grown in himself. I mean, there's nothing on him. He's a powerful player, but he looks head and shoulders above his teammates.
Yeah, so I did ask him last week about when we did an interview together. I asked him if there was anything different he was doing in training. He said, no, absolutely not. Perhaps he's keeping mum. I don't know.
It's the same thing. Because we spoke before the game about players dealing with the situation of coming to play at Ellen Road.
Yeah.
And the way that his career's developed, he's got so much personality and character. He's done so much both on and off the pitch. A lot's been made about that. Wonderful, wonderful things. But he's judged first and foremost as a footballer. And I think sometimes when you see somebody glowing like he's doing at this moment in time, it's something inside that's changed or maybe developed. So maybe that bit of maturity that comes with dealing with the pressure. Got so many games under his belt, both for club and country. Yep. He has kind of wandered into his sweet spot, and hopefully if you're a Man United fan, it's going to be the same for seasons to come. It's
amazing how many times as well, when you through the course of a game, he starts wide like he did today. They put him through the middle for 20 minutes, and I would love to know the stats on how many times when he gets put through the middle of the pitch, he comes up with the goods and scores a goal.
Yeah, I think in Old Trafford midweek there was positive impact.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As well against Crystal Palace as well, the same thing happened when he moved centrally. He just looked a lot more alive.
We've seen him in Europe as well. He's come on, instantly changed the game by being very, very direct. And I mean, football is a very easy game, complicated by us lot players. We can make it look so difficult, but there's something wonderfully, thrillingly simple about Marcus Rashford kind of going, half an eye, well, there's the goal. I'm going to go as fast as I possibly can toward the goal with the ball. That's what he does so well.
So for the longest time, the debate has always been, you know, can he play as a striker, right? Because he's often a lot better in the past recent years coming off the wing. Can he right now, with the change in his game, he's looking a lot stronger? Can he be the one to lead the line for Manchester United?
Absolutely. He's certainly got the quality to do it, and when he's scoring goals like he is at the minute, he could probably lead the line for any team in the country, if not the world. So he's full of confidence.
So is there a need for United to go and get a prolific centre forward? That's the bigger question.
I think Manchester United will always be in the market for a prolific centre forward. I think if there's one area of the pitch where they could do with another body, it would be there, because obviously it's difficult to rely on one player all the way through the season. Weghorst's obviously come in and filled that gap at the minute.
But what do you think about Weghorst in the second half? Because it was something that you pointed out to me about where he operated. It must be the biggest number 10 we've ever seen.
We were saying in the first half, weren't we, Prutz, that he wasn't having much. He wasn't having much influence on the game. No. So Ten Hag's obviously thought, I'm going to drop him a little bit deeper, have Marcus running off the back of him, and it was a good substitution in the end, wasn't it? Because it worked well.
I mean, do they need a centre forward now with the way Rashford's going, you think?
I think by virtue of the fact that he can score the goals that have got them up to second, you would possibly say not. But this is the Premier League, Michelle. I mean, they'll be constantly looking.
Would they look for someone more prolific than Rashford, for example, or would they look for maybe a younger striker?
Well, therein then comes whatever the price tag is with someone who you'd class as more prolific, because we've seen players come into Manchester United in recent seasons.
Just putting out there, Harry Kane.
I mean,
I knew that was coming. I was waiting for it.
Whether that would be, this would be his next port of call. They'd have to. I mean, if Harry Kane suddenly became available across the market, then Manchester United it would be nonsensical for them not to get involved in that type of thing. I mean, the money that would be involved in that would be absolutely staggering, wouldn't it?
I think the thing is as well, with the talk of the prospective takeover and all the rest of it, that's what's surrounding Manchester United at the minute, and players becoming available. I think when a quality player becomes available, like if they got a sniff that Harry Kane would be able to get out of Tottenham, for example. It seems like Manchester United are always going to act because they'll always look to improve. Or
would you rather they look at someone that maybe is younger, that can grow into the role, and have Rashford be the one that's your
Listen,
number one?
you always want to find a young gem, someone who you can nurture into being a world-class player. They've done it in the past, but when a proven striker comes available as well, they've seen it in the past with people like Van Persie, for example, who they've brought into Old Trafford. When a quality player becomes available, there's always going to be a taker, especially at that area of the pitch.